I don't know if you guys remember about this, but a couple of years ago, I think it was at the beginning of the 2019-2020 season, I was watching l'antichambre at RDS, and then Norman Flynn. I don't know if you guys know Norman Flynn, for the English people out there. That French analyst from RDS. He covers the World Juniors every year with Stéphane Leroux. He's an analyst at the Senators games. And he said at the beginning of the 1920 season, which was Suzuki's rookie season, he said, and I quote, "Why not trade Suzuki? Suzuki will never be a first-line center in the NHL. We have a lot of young centers like Kotkaniemi and Ryan Poehling. Why not trade Suzuki for a guy that has physicality to the team? Look at Wayne Simmonds with the Philadelphia Flyers. It would be a perfect fit. You just do 1v1 Wayne Simmonds for Nick Suzuki." I can't believe the guy proposed that. Nick Suzuki was coming out of a season with the Guelph Storm in the OHL, where he got like 60 points in 20 games, in 20 playoff games. He carried the Storm Guelph in the playoffs. He made them win. He basically won the playoffs all by himself that year. He went to the Memorial Cup. He lost in the final, I think it was. So yeah, definitely one of the worst trade proposal I have seen in my entire life. Could you imagine? Could you imagine Bergevin watching the l'antichambre back then and be like, "Yo, that's a good idea. Wayne Simmonds can score 15 to 20 goals. He's a big guy. He has experience. That's a good idea." Makes the trade. Suzuki's with the Flyers right now, and Wayne Simmonds is probably not in Montreal anymore because he's not good anymore. We saw him with the Maple Leafs last year. It was kind of, yeah, not ideal. And that just shows how the French media nowadays, not just the French media, but the media covering hockey nowadays, is just like they're overreacting everything, in my opinion. They're watching every little things. Look at that. The guy was 19. He was 20 years old. He did not play a game in the NHL, and he was already saying this guy will never be a first-line center in the NHL. Just like they're saying right now that Slafkovsky will never be a superstar, that Cole Caulfield will never score 50. And I don't get why it's always about negativity. Why? When they're talking about other teams, you look at guys drafted in the 7th round, they say, "Oh, this guy could be a superstar," but our first overall pick can't be a superstar. If he can't be a superstar, why the hell did we draft him first overall? I don't get the negativity, man. They say all the time the Canadians don't have talent. Suzuki and Caulfield have talent. There's a lot of young, talented guys on that team. And I don't get why they are always trying to put the young guys down. I don't get it. They're always like, "Oh, send him to Laval, send him to Laval." He hasn't even played a game yet, and you're already sending him to Laval. What the hell's going on? And that's exactly what happened with that trade proposal of Suzuki for Simmonds. And we saw what happened. Suzuki's now the captain. He's now close to a point-per-game player. He's the first-line center for the Canadians. And I think that in his prime, he's going to be one of the best first-line centers in the National Hockey League. And to say that he was never going to be a first-line center even before he played a single game in the National Hockey League is a really dumb statement. It was a really dumb statement. And those statements that they're doing right now, "Oh, Kaden Goulet he's not going to be a top pairing." How can you know? Why do all the teams in the NHL have players and prospects that can become superstars and top defensemen and starters in the NHL? But every time there's a good prospect with the Canadians, we can't be excited about him. You're always dragging them down. Slafkovsky has been analyzed for every little moves he makes. "Oh, look at that. He turned his head the wrong way. You need to send him to Laval. Trade him. I would have traded the first overall pick for a guy like DeBrincat. Look, they've been saying that, and it makes me go crazy. Trust the process. Rebuilding's a process. You always tell us to be patient, but you're not patient yourselves. And you're making the people not patient with the statements you make at TV. That's my opinion. Anyways, they're not all like that. There's a lot of good people on TV. Most of them are really professional with what they say. They make good points. They make good statements. But like, there's a couple of them, man. Sometimes you might need to look at things a bit. Find new people. Go for the younger people. Because some people on TV are stuck in the 1980s, man. You need to upgrade yourself a little bit. Anyways, let me know what you guys think about this. Am I right? Am I wrong? Maybe I'm wrong. I'm not saying I'm right. It's just my opinion. But yeah, let me know in the comments below. Subscribe if you haven't already. Leave a like if you agree. It's been your boy Tropicalnhl, and I'll see y'all later for another video. Bye bye.